Hello. I just wanted to share that I joined last Wednesday. So it has been a week and a few days.
Yeah,
And,
last Wednesday you came in the morning and by nighttime you were on my website and yes, you've had quite the week.
and I posted probably 5 days ago about my husband's event company that I wanted to shift his energy, and you highly recommend not to shift anyone's energy. It's not a good practice, especially for newbie. And I did shift. And on Friday, probably on Tuesday, we had a conversation that he doesn't have a corporate clients for a corporate end of the year. And on Friday, he got 2 inquiries, and one client is fully signed. And that's my metric that I wanted to share.
Amazing. I want to talk about this actually, because I did not tell you it's not a good practice to shift other people's energy. What I said was, as a beginner, it's much better to focus on your own energy before intentionally trying to shift somebody else's energy. But there is magic fine print I didn't tell you about, which is when you shift your own energy, it is near impossible for other people's energy around you to not raise with you. So when you go and you're like, I need to fix this thing, I need to help him, it's a good intention because you want to help. But the intention is born from this idea of there's a problem and I need to do something about it, and there is lack. And so usually in the efforting of trying to do something, we're kind of igniting the energy that is already there. However, advanced law of attraction, which is kind of like, when we then talk about, well, how do we help people? How do we start helping people shift their own energy? What the practice is still the same, which is I'm not going to go to you and shift your energy because you have a problem, because anything I try to do is still shining the light on you having a problem. So that level of law of attraction is still inward. It's still saying, I am going to work on my own energy, keep it high. So when I come and talk to you about a challenge, I'm maintaining the energy up here, which will help you raise up here, which will then help them raise their energy. So I think, without knowing any details, likely, you kind of, and you tell me if this is what happened, let's talk about it. You kind of maybe was like, hey, okay, I'm going to work on my own energy. You kind of lifted it up. Maybe you had some hopes. Maybe you kind of was like shining some good light on it. Maybe, that kind of was stirring the energy of the situation. And then it started shifting things. So tell me a little bit more about what you feel like you did and what you saw.
It's really hard for me to be around him when he's negative, and it's not complaining. He just, he shares concerns. So his mantra was, I don't have clients. I want, and I was the one 2 weeks ago who was telling him, you don't have enough networking. You don't have enough people to make some recommendations. So what do you want? And I remember the specific moment when I shift the energy, what I call it. He was complaining, it was so hard for me. So I decided, wouldn't it be nice to have more new clients? And I remember the energy of the conversation has shifted. And I had no idea that in a few days he will find a good corporate client with future possibilities. So I remember I was feeling awkward and I wanted to shift the situation. So I don't know if I shift my energy or his energy. I just want to get out of this negativity. So that's what I did. At least
so when you wanted to get out of the negativity, what did you do? Did you just refuse to effing go there?
Yes, and I said, would it be nice to have for new clients? And I was keeping the same mantra in my head when he was talking about that he doesn't have clients, and I didn't want to engage. So I just said it once, would it be nice to have new clients? And then I kept repeating to myself, and it's my go-to phrase to everything. Would it be nice to? Would it be nice?
Honestly, I just want to hop through this camera and give you a huge hug, because that's the magic. That is the magic, right? You said, no, I'm not going there. I'm not going negative with you. I'm staying up here. I'm not going there, right? You didn't say that with your words, but like energetically, you were like, I'm not going there. And you probably took a deep breath, either literally or figuratively, and you found a way to buck his current of negativity with a stronger current of a beautiful message of, wouldn't it be nice to have more clients? I mean, you guys, that's like the simplest way to describe everything to you.
When I mentioned it to my husband, that probably I have shifted your energy, and he told me, no, I did a lot. I'm like a high-end professional. And I know he is very passionate. He has a lot of experience, but still, I think it's me who shifted it a little bit.
You know what? I'm positive it is, but definitely keep that last part to yourself, right? Because because now you're saying you didn't shift the energy. You're not capable of shifting it, right? Because what happened was he was a co-creator. Like maybe you bucked that initial current. Maybe you mustered up the ability to say, wouldn't it be nice? But he rose up with you. He rose up with you. Yeah, so next time, or even maybe you go back and be like, you know what? I was really proud of myself for like maintaining my positivity, but of course you shifted the energy. Of course you got those clients. And I want to give you a big smooch, and I'm going to cook you a nice dinner to celebrate. And I'm going to get a nice bottle of wine because you killed it. And then every single day you want to tell them, you're killing it. You're killing it. You did it. You did it. You did it. Right? Because I'm never going to take credit for your energy shift. I will never do that because I'm just here saying whatever I'm saying. Right? And plenty of people who probably pop into these meetups, listen, maybe they feel good, and then they go maybe do it or not do it, right? So if you're showing up and then you're doing it, you're doing it. It's never going to be because of me. And just like him, maybe like your energy affected him, but he did it and he gets to do that. And the more you can shine your light on him of like, you're doing it, you're doing amazing, then the more you're manifesting that. And that'll feel really good. So I'm so proud of you, Olya. Like, you're just learning how powerful you are. Mm-hmm. You're just learning. So good job. You're amazing. And, still breathe deep and take it slow and kind of get used to this, because as quick as you can go one way, you can go the other way. And I want you to celebrate the successes, but I definitely don't want you getting bummed if you go down, because you're going to go down. I go down. We all go down. So if we go down, it's more like, oops, I'm down. Okay, how do I get back up? Mm-hmm. So can you pinky swear that to me?
Yes, I've already noticed after the first week, I was so overwhelmed, like I was charged, and then it slowly goes down. I need to work constantly on myself.
Amazing. No, you're doing really good. Amazing. Okay, let's go to Jean. Hey, Jean, you have to click unmute.
Okay, got it. So I'm feeling like I'm being pulled in so many different directions of, like even rewriting. It's like a thought will come into my head and I'll think, oh, I need to rewrite that. And then I'll rewrite that and I'll start feeling, like a little bit higher energy. And then I'll start, doing things around the house that are just mundane. And then I'll have another thought. I'm like, oh, I got to rewrite that. And it's just, I feel like I don't know exactly what to concentrate on. I know there's certain things that, of course, that I feel like I should concentrate on above others, but well, see, that's, yeah.
Should right. is the word of the devil. Just kidding. I don't believe in the devil, but.
Okay. Okay. I knew I would say the wrong word somewhere in there, but.
You said the perfect word, because if you didn't say it, I couldn't,
Yeah,
you didn't, true. I don't want, in this space, you don't be careful. You don't try to do anything. You show up as you are.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
So do you feel like you've got are you coming into learning about law of attraction with kind of a biggie that you want to work on? Or are you kind of coming in because you've been just generally feeling blah and you're looking to feel generally better? Or is there something big and juicy you want to work on? Jean, are you there? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Oh, Jean, I think you need to unmute again. There we go.
Everything kind of froze for a minute there.
Okay. So you're trying to work
Um,
on when you kind of joined or you joined the group recently, like are you generally trying to work on a lot of little things or do you also have like one big overarching problem or manifestation you're trying to work on?
a couple of big ones, but probably one that I feel that I should concentrate on more. Again, should, but because it's my health, and I feel that um, you got to have your health to really manifest everything else. I think your health should be there first.
Do you
Should
want
again.
it to be there first, or is that like does that kind of seem like a bummer
Not
right now?
necessarily. I think I'd like to kind of move it along with everything else because I was trying to do that before I found you and joined you, and it's a little boring. Just working on one thing by myself. I just working on that one thing. I'm like, okay, but there's more to life, So,
Well, tell me, what did you do? What did you do that was so boring?
Just kind of reiterating a lot of the same things and not getting to the energy level. And I was trying it with a different teacher and it just wasn't working for me. And I just wasn't like when you came about, I feel like I could get that energy up like immediately when you start talking and on my own too, when I start thinking about the things that, because I know the
And
feeling.
you kind of just like, hey, let's forget about the problems and just party.
Kind of, yeah, I guess. And I
think honestly, I think that is the strategy, right? I think like that is the beautiful strategy. I think to be like, you know what, fuck everything. Let's just party. That's like a great way to start this. And when your energy is up there, then like at some point you will be like, all right, let's do this. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. I just kind of like feel inspired to make this change or contact this person or do this. So I think the strategy of like not working on your most important problems to start right away is a good thing because sometimes those most important things or the shoulds or whatever, they're like loaded, right? They're loaded. And so it feels extra hard to work on the hard ones because you care that much more. So generally, Abraham Hicks, me, probably a lot of teachers would be like, okay, let's go general. And when we go general, the goal is to be like, listen, I just deserve to have a nice day. I deserve to enjoy myself. I deserve to not be around these people. I deserve to be around these people. I deserve to go on this drive. I deserve to take a hot bath. I deserve to go get some flowers. I deserve to listen to some nice music. I deserve to switch up my routine. I deserve to just to basically put everything else as secondary other than me feeling really good. And as I generally raise and feel really good, naturally that vibration is going to want to lift up other subjects of your life. And at some point, one day, you're just going to wake up and you're going to think, hey, I kind of am ready to work on this. But the rewrites are like, that's one way to do it. So one of the things for people who haven't been through the course is we can identify chronic annoying thoughts that are like sabotaging us. They might be factual, they might be true, but they're carrying an energy that is continuing to manifest whatever it is you're pissed about. So we can hit those head on directly by kind of rewriting. So it might be something like, I really need to work on my health. That might be factual. The entire world might agree with you, but the phrase, I really need to work on my health, is loaded with the fact that you're not doing it right now, right? So any effort going down the path of needing to fix something is actually energetically not allowing you to do it because you need to do the thing you're not doing. So you're manifesting not doing it by talking about how you don't do it, right? And so it's a really good idea to not do the things you need to do, not do the things you should do, because any work on them could potentially, depending, you could change your energy around and say, you know what, you could do it two ways. You could say, I'm going to put you off to the side and I'm going to work on bringing my energy up and just wait to see when I feel like doing this. Or you could say, I really want to do this now. I just can't get myself to do it. And if that's the case, then we would rewrite that to something that kind of felt better. Like, it would feel really nice to feel like I was making progress on my health. It would feel really good to feel progress. Progress feels good, right? So then let's say that's the new mantra. Progress feels good. It feels really good to have progress. Then the process would be like, okay, anytime I catch myself saying, I need to work on this, I need to eat something, I need to exercise, I need to see this person, I need to do that. The intention is to catch ourselves in the thought that carries a negative energy and signal, bring in the new statement, bring it in, which means you then say, what was I supposed to say? And you look at your list and say, progress feels good, progress feels good, progress feels good. Because what we want to do is we want to switch the default energy to, I need to do these things I'm not doing, to progress feels good, because progress does feel good. And when you say that, you know it, and that feels comforting. So Jean, I want to wrap this. I want to come back to you over here. So
Okay.
so right now you're feeling like you want to ignore the big things and you want to focus on just feeling better, but it feels like the opportunities are endless, or you don't have a lot of direction in what to do.
Yeah.
And what piece of the work, what have you been doing that you like doing, or is it nothing?
No, I do like, I like changing the thought pattern to a positive thought pattern. I don't think I'm thinking that a lot of times the words, I haven't found the right words yet. And that I really feel, but sometimes I do. And when I feel that energy build up, I feel it. I mean, it's like, I really think when I was younger, I lived this way. I would think something and it would happen, good or bad, it would happen. And even my sister would be like, geez, everything just drops in your lap. And I'm like, I know, but I lost it somewhere along the line, or I just stopped practicing it or whatever. So I know the feeling and I know the way of living that, but at this point, I think I want to be more focused and have more clarity on where to go. And I think in a way, me being pulled in different directions, I'm wondering if it's more of a way to practice this, just kind of, let's practice a little bit here, and see how things go. I don't know.
I think what's possible is going on is you're shifting your energy. You've been doing energy work for a couple of weeks, at least. I know that. And now you're kind of being presented a lot of options, and it sounds like you're also dialed into what you should or shouldn't be doing. So maybe you're looking at these options as what should I be doing? Maybe I should be doing this one, but I don't feel like it. Where the reality is you get to pick and choose, right? So my advice would be like, what seems fun? What seems easy? What seems like biggest bang for the buck? What in this very moment raises my energy? Because what I'm telling you is, in this moment, when you're raising your energy, you are working on your health, even if you're not doing it. Right. And so
I get that. I just don't remember it all the time.
That's okay. Yeah. Write it down right now. Okay. So, so sometimes, like this past couple of weeks, you guys know I've been like fighting this little cold thing going on. And there's been like a few days where I'm just like on the couch, not doing anything. But it looks like I'm not doing anything. But what I'm doing is I'm enjoying being on the couch, right? I'm enjoying being on the couch. And there's a big difference being like, oh, I'm sick. I'm gonna like rest on the couch and watch it, right? So then you're sitting on the couch and you're watching your TV and you're like, yep, I need to do this, right? This is what sick people do, right? And so there's another scenario where you're like, well, maybe I can't check the emails. Maybe I can't work on the project, but I can sit here and really enjoy myself. I can sit here and think about how fun something is. I can sit here and just kind of like enjoy myself. And yes, that's a choice, right? Being like, okay, I'm going to sit here and like muster it up. I'm going to be like, if I'm going to be sitting here and doing nothing, I may as well do some energy work, which just means, how do I enjoy myself right now? And then when you're generally putting at work to enjoying yourself, that's leaking into your work life. That's leaking into your health. That's leaking into everything. So then aside from that, you get to snicker in the background because it doesn't look like you're working, but you are working. Right. And so I think that when you go down this path and you're like, there's all these things I could be doing. The question is, I'm feeling better than I did a week ago. What do I feel like doing? What seems fun? What seems easy? What's the path of least resistance? What just seems like what I feel like doing? On Sundays, I oftentimes on Sundays, I maybe less so now having a child, but still sometimes on Sundays, it's like the opportunities are endless. And I'm sitting there Sunday morning being like, well, I could like clean this room. I could do the yard work. I could do like these things. But then I'm like, wait a minute, like, how's my energy? So I make a list of everything I possibly could do, right? This includes like, I could clean, I could go outside and do something. I could build a bridge over this little river. I could do that. But I also I could go to Home Goods. I could go to Whole Foods. I could go out and have an extravagant lunch and drink 2 bottles of wine. I could go for a drive. I could go and bake something. I could do this. So I'll make this long list. And then I just ask myself, what do I feel like doing? What do I feel like doing? And then I just pick whatever I feel like doing. And because that then, right, is not being negligent. That's basically saying my priority in life is to feel good. My priority is to pay attention. Because if I think that doing the yard work is, I need to do that, but then I do that and I'm kind of pissed about it. And then I wake up on Monday and I'm like not rejuvenated and I'm not like, oh man, I had a great Sunday. Then I'm going to bring that into Monday, and then I'm going to bring that into Tuesday, and then into Wednesday and into Thursday. So the best thing we could do at any given time is say, what would be good for me right now? And honestly, sometimes it's going to Home Goods. Sometimes it's cleaning a room, right? Sometimes it's going out to lunch. Sometimes it's going to a brewery. Sometimes it kind of evens out. So I would say you're doing a great job. I would say that if you feel like, I'd say that, I know you're in the challenge, so you're going to work on week 3 this week, and that's going to be really good. And this is really about, what do you want to do? And Jean, let me ask you, when's the last time you really checked in with yourself and really, really asked yourself, what do I like to do?
I don't know when the last time
it
was, and that's what I'm really getting out of this answer, is that and that's what I should be writing down and reading every day. Are you doing stuff that's making you happy? What are you doing right now? Is it making you happy? Is it what you really want to do?
And it can even be a little lighter, like, hey, this is crazy. I've never asked myself. I don't even know what I like to do. So I'm going to be kind of on this journey over the next couple weeks, couple months. I'd like to figure out, what do I like to do? What gives me energy? What is fun for me? What is it? And then, when I first realized, when I first went through the same thing where I realized I had not asked myself, I didn't really know what I like to do. I was like, first a little embarrassed and upset that I was like, how can I not even know what I like to do? How can I not know this? So I hope I can give you permission slip to not go there, to just be like, it is what it is. And right now, good for me. I deserve to be on a path of figuring out, what the fuck do I like to do?
Yeah.
What do I enjoy? Because from now on, enjoyment is the priority of my life. And I don't know how or what to enjoy. Then there's kind of this prep work I got to do, which is I got to figure it out. What do I like to do? What do I want to do? And then all of your energy work. Yes. If you catch yourself, if you know that you have some negative thoughts going through your mind that are kind of sabotaging you, then yes, we want you to catch those. Yes, we want you to correct it with just something on your list of positive aspects, or correct it with a little rewrite. Yes, we want to be aware. If you're not even sure of those, start listening to yourself. When can you catch yourself? Can you make the intention of saying, I would like to catch myself whenever I say something like, I need to do this. I should do this. Why am I not doing this? Right? Because what we want to do is we want to be aware of these default things that when we think or say, and we're beating ourselves up, but when we do that, we think we're trying to like give ourselves a pep talk to do something we're not doing, but energetically we are activating not doing. So right now it's just like, okay, you know what? High level, I'm on a path to discover what I like to do. I'm on a path to, get real with myself. So I know if I have dip energy, I know that if I go out for a walk, that's going to make me feel better. I know if I go have a conversation with this person, I'm going to feel better. I know that if I, maybe need to take a day off and take a nap and watch a movie, that'll make me feel better. There's no right or wrong answers there.
Right.
And then week 3 is going to be this in the challenge is the big rewrite stuff. So you can go through that and you could also be like, I don't want to do this. And that is fair. Like if you go through and you're like, this is too much for me right now, skip it. Totally skip it, because the real challenge is going down the path of what you love to do.
Okay, good.
So what are you going to do? What's your plan now?
Well, I started the 3-week challenge today.
Okay.
And I do want to do, I think I'm on the 3rd video, and so I'm still not there, I'm still not through the whole thing, but that's okay. But one of the things that I have to say is that I love to paint, and I don't paint at home so much. I like to be around other people. It's kind of a social thing, and being around other artists are just great people, and everybody's so nice. And so I like doing that. So I join classes, and there's one group that I had been in for a while on Saturdays. It's just become a struggle. And, it's just kind of a negative vibe in that situation, and they're friends. And it's really difficult because I have to make a decision to kind of step away, and say, I love you guys, but I got to move on because this does not make me feel good.
Is everybody like complaining about their lives in the meeting?
They talk politics the whole time, pretty much. And I'm, it's fine for me to do that occasionally. And that's when we first got together. That's what it was. But they pretty much do that, and they put other people down. And I'm just not that. I've never been there. I don't do that.
I can you imagine me sitting around a bunch of people talking politics? No, that doesn't happen. So
or putting people down. You probably never do that. And
no, never. And so this is what I would do. This is perfect, right? You're in a situation and you don't like it, right? Now you have given birth to this other desire on the other side, right? So you could be like, well, this sucks, because that's what the whole world's going to do. This sucks. Now I got to go. Or we can be like, problem gives me an opportunity to now define the opposite. I don't like this because it's negative chit chat. Wouldn't it be amazing to have an artist group that was like full of good vibes?
Yeah.
I
have to say I'm already in 2. So it's just, I'm at a point though where I have to say no all the time to these people on Saturdays. So, but I am already in 2.
Imagine if you went to that group. Rather than being like, you know what? See you. Like, you can do that. Nothing wrong with doing that. But imagine if you were like, you know what? I know there could be somebody else in there who feels similar. I know there could be even the people who do this may go home and think, oh man, I'm tired, or that wasn't that fun. Some people might do it and really enjoy it. But there could be a scenario where you go and say, I love you guys tremendously. I think I'll be coming less and less, not because of you guys, but because I need to spend time. I really enjoy spending time in uplifting conversations. And so if you guys end up, different kind of conversations, let me know. If some of you guys want to do some art stuff, like with like a positive vibes only, kind of thing going on, let me know. Like there's
Yeah.
a way to say everything negative and positive. The negative is like, you guys are negative, I'm out. And whether you say it or not, energetically, you're like having to retreat because you're being conditional in one way, right? I can't keep my good vibes up because they're being negative. Now, I'm not saying like, hey, you should stay there and practice being up, because we have all the power in the world. Just be like, I don't really like it here. But it's maybe even more powerful to be like, how do I leave and feel really good? How do I leave and be able to talk to some people and be like, hey, like, I love doing art, but I also love good vibes. I also love success stories. I love hearing about good news. I feed on that. And you never know, like you might end up getting a couple people to come with you, and you might end up like starting like some amazing, incredible group. So you don't have to. It's totally cool. Just be like, oh, I'm recognizing I don't like this, but keep the story to, hey, it's no big deal. I'm feeling good vibes. I'm not drawn over here. Have a great time. I'm hanging out over here. So even in that transition, like maintain the energy as much as you can.
I love that. Thank you, because I do love these people. I've been with them for a long time, you know, and it's just, I've seen them get more and more negative, and I know that there's another side to them. So I love that suggestion, because maybe if I just go in with a higher vibe, they'll start coming up to my.
You could go in, I could imagine you going in and being like, hey, does anybody feel like tonight it would be nice to take a break from politics? And everyone would probably be like, yes. Right. But if you go in and you're like, are you guys going to talk about politics? They'll be like, well, of course, this blah, 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 blah. Right. So you could try it out. You could try it out, and you could see, and you could, you know, and you could, you know, maybe it's like, hey, maybe you keep politics to like the first week of the month, right? So if you really want to talk politics, I don't know who's in charge of the group, but just play around with it. Just play around with your ability to make those decisions, but make them all in good energy.
Great idea.
When you do that, it can be pretty amazing at how others want to follow you.
That's awesome. Thank you. And
Awesome.
I needed this. Thanks.